If you really want your relationships to work, there are 5 things you've got to stop doing right now. Stay tuned for Help and Hope with Dr. Wiley. I'm going to share 5 things that you got to stop doing right now if you want your relationships to work. In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 things that I've noticed as a couples counselor that will absolutely sabotage your relationship. I counsel couples every day, and everyone is different. There are literally thousands of things you can do to make a relationship work. But these 5 things are absolute no-nos if you want your relationship to last. Now, your relationship may be the exception, but after counseling literally hundreds of couples, I have narrowed down the 5 most common causes of relationship disunity. I've noticed that most couples don't even realize they're doing these 5 things. And when I point them out to them, either they'll deny it or they'll belittle the impact it's having on their relationship. Number 1, stop talking over one another. When your partner starts talking before you're finished, then they're missing some important information that you're trying to share with them. This is most likely going to make you feel unheard and disrespected. Neither of those can be helpful in a relationship. No matter how frustrated either of you may be in a conversation or an argument, you need to make an agreement together that you're going to allow one another to finish when you're talking. Don't monopolize the conversation just because you think that you're right. Agree to take turns talking during an argument, and even give yourselves time limits. That way you'll be able to avoid talking over one another. Number 2, stop putting off spending time together. One of the first things that I ask couples when they come to me complaining about a lack of communication or struggling in their sex life is, how much time are you spending together? The answer is always the same: not that much. After working all week, taking the kids to gymnastics and to soccer practice, coming home, cleaning up the house, mowing the lawn, there's really not that much time left to have date night and quality time together. The real problem is not that you're so busy. The real problem is that spending time together has become optional. Too many couples have cut out date night, stopped watching movies together whenever there is more time needed. So stop putting off spending time together if you want your relationship to work. Number 3, stop blaming one another. When couples come to counseling, they usually start by being very defensive. When a couple is being defensive, I know right away that they are blaming one another for something. We usually get defensive when we feel criticized or attacked, but you're not going to gain any ground with your partner if she feels like she's having to defend herself. Instead of blaming your partner, try using statements that begin with the word I instead of the word you. There's just something about the word you that seems to put people on the defensive. When you use phrases like "you're the problem," or "you're not listening to me," or "you just don't understand," the other person feels like they're being attacked and criticized. Try using more statements that begin with the word I and reflect your feelings. Say things like, "I'm feeling sad," or "I don't feel heard," or "I want you to listen to me." That way, your partner will not feel blamed as much. Number 4, stop prioritizing everybody else. If your job, including coworkers, your friends, and everybody else seems to get more time with you than your partner, then that's a problem. If you're spending more time with your mother than you are your wife, then that is definitely a problem. If you're spending more time at the bar or the ball game than you are with your spouse, then there is a problem. If you are prioritizing everybody else, then it's got to stop. When we are prioritized by those we love, then we often want to reciprocate that, and we begin to prioritize them, and that's going to strengthen the relationship. Number 5, stop going to bed mad. In the Bible, there's a scripture verse that says, "Don't let the sun go down on your anger." I've noticed that couples often go to bed without resolving an issue. They get up the next morning and they would rather not talk about it than deal with it. This is a problem because often the problem never gets resolved. That's why you've got to stop going to bed mad. So whatever you're doing in your relationship that is working, keep it up. But I can assure you that if you will stop these 5 things, your relationship will begin to work much better. Thank you so much for joining me for Help and Hope with Dr. Wiley. Don't forget to check out my latest video entitled "Managing Social Anxiety." I hope it helps.